Do you recognize this building? If Egypt possesses the enigmatic pyramids that have stood for millennia amidst the vast ocean of desert sands, India is home to a famous architectural masterpiece called the Taj Mahal. Or China with its magnificent Great Wall. Our southwestern neighbor is building the project that we are seeing. Towering skyscrapers, ancient temples, intricate carvings, and vast, expansive corridors. Built from massive stone blocks, all combining to form an incredibly realistic and majestic architectural structure. And with its naturally fading beauty, this place is hailed as the precious gem of Cambodia, the land of pagodas. The Egyptians always take pride in believing that their ancestors built one of the greatest architectural wonders in the world. The Cambodians are no exception. Do you find the pattern on this door familiar? Exactly, this is the symbol of Angkor Wat. And every time they see it, people can't help but wonder, who truly created this great masterpiece? We have every reason to doubt who the true mastermind behind these structures really is. Why, you ask? Because even modern science today cannot explain how the ancient people built the pyramids or the Angkor temples. How were the countless ancient temples of Cambodia's city built? Then who truly owns the mighty Angkor Wat? Let's explore the answers to these questions in today. The true master of the Seal of Wat. Angkor Wat is a vast temple complex in Cambodia, spanning over 1.6 million square meters. It is the largest religious architectural structure in the world. Western scholars were once baffled by this puzzling behavior. How could the Khmer people have built such a magnificent temple and an entire complex of colossal monuments? In 1586, a Portuguese priest named Antonio da Madalena visited this temple. He couldn't help but exclaim in awe at the beauty and grandeur of Angkor Wat, saying it was such an extraordinary architectural marvel that words could never fully capture it. The special thing is that it is completely different from any other architectural structure in the world. That tower boasts exquisite, flowing lines and intricate patterns that only the skilled hand of a master artisan could create. Let's take a look at the overall map of the County historical site together. The standout feature of this architectural complex is easily recognizable, its system of temples and narrow corridors. Angkor Wat is a massive religious architectural complex, exuding a uniquely impressive spiritual beauty. Angkor Wat is a massive religious complex covering a total area of 162.6 hectares, equivalent to 1.626 million square meters. Angkor Thom is the ancient and largest capital relic of the Khmer regime, covering a total area of over 9 square kilometers. Thus, what we discovered today is just one of hundreds, even thousands of large and small temples belonging to this magnificent architectural complex. Angkor Wat lies within a canal, enclosed by a 3.6 kilometers long rampart. The main palace consists of 3 floors designed in a rectangular architectural style, interconnected by long, seemingly endless corridors. The main temple complex was built in a shape resembling a pyramid, with 5 central towers symbolizing the mythical Mount Meru of Hindu legend. According to legend, Mount Meru stands at the center of a vast cosmic ocean, and that ocean is the immense, unfathomable expanse of water surrounding Angkor Wat. The main hall of Angkor Wat is a 3-story architectural structure, connected by deep, winding corridors. The first floor symbolizes hell. The most unique feature of this floor lies in the sculpted wall paintings along the ground floor corridor. Standing at 2.5 meters tall and stretching over 800 meters, this is considered the world's largest and longest hand-carved rock mural. The passage describes the classical illusions found in Brahmin scriptures, along with the illustrious military achievements of King Sujavaman II. In the deepest part of the painting lies the legendary scene of the churning of the ocean of milk, the image of an army of monkeys alongside the battle of the goddess Sita, and the mesmerizing dances of the Aspara nymphs. Every corner of Angkor Wat, every inch of the temple, is covered in intricate carvings. The carvings on the stone are so intricate that one might easily mistake them for being made from a pre-existing mold. Without the support of advanced modern equipment, it would be nearly impossible for humans to create such exquisitely intricate carvings. The temple was constructed by first stacking the stones, then the architects proceeded with the carving. The evidence lies in the first floor pillars, which still bear traces of cracked and weathered relief carvings. The bottom level of Angkor has ancient pools that were once used by the king for bathing, but they have now dried up. On the second floor, symbolizing the mortal realm, lies a spacious courtyard enclosed by sturdy fortress walls. Inside are chambers dedicated to worshipping the deities. The second level of the tower has a drainage system that serves the entire temple. On the second floor, within the chambers dedicated to Hindu deities carved from black stone, countless paintings depict graceful topless Aspara dancers in motion. And this is just one of them. The third floor, standing at 65 meters, symbolizes heaven, the highest realm and the dwelling place of the gods. The third level of the temple consists of two intersecting cruciform galleries. At the very center of their crossing lies the heart of Angkor Wat. The central tower of the temple is the tallest in the Angkor Wat complex. Surrounding the main tower are four square-shaped galleries, each with a small tower at its corner. The central tower and four surrounding subsidiary towers form the iconic skyline of Angkor Wat. The staircase leading up to the central towers is divided into four sides, with a slope of nearly 45 degrees, both narrow and very difficult to climb. In the vast chambers of the temple, there is one particularly sacred room. Here, soft sounds resonate, like the distant echo of drums from the void. Angkor Wat is a magnificent architectural masterpiece, showcasing exquisite craftsmanship in every aspect. Built during the golden age of the Angkor Empire, it is regarded as the most precious gem of the land of temples. Angkor Wat is celebrated for its grand yet harmonious architecture, exquisite carvings, and countless meticulously sculpted divine statues adorning its stone walls. The central tower of Angkor Wat stands 65 meters tall, surpassing all European church bell towers built before the 15th century. At the foot of the towering skyscrapers stretch long, cool, seemingly endless corridors, dotted with vividly lifelike relief sculptures. Angkor Thom is 7.2 kilometers north of Siem Reap City. The walls, standing up to 8 meters high, were built with laterite and topped with sturdy battlements. To the east, west, south, and north, each direction has a strong fortress. All roads from the city gates lead straight to Bayon Temple at the heart of the city. Time may fade most things, but the majestic Angkor complex endures through the ages. They were almost completely undamaged. The grandeur of Angkor in the past is evident through its massive scale and exquisite sculptural works. After all these years, that ancient and enigmatic beauty remains as pristine as it was from the very beginning. Perhaps thanks to the sandstone quarried from Mount Kulin that this structure has stood firm against the test of time. Angkor Wat possesses a majestic beauty as it is the flawless embodiment of Hinduism. Originally, this temple was built to worship the Hindu deity Bao Tuan Vishnu. Angkor Wat is regarded as a miniature replica of the universe in Hindu belief. Perhaps the special thing lies right here. Angkor Wat boasts over 3,000 Aspara carvings, celestial nymphs from Hindu mythology. And each carving carries its own distinctive features, expressing different nuances or emotions. Could humans in the 8th century have built a structure requiring such skill and refinement without the aid of modern science? Here are the natural English translations for both versions. Each tower features 4 giant stone faces of the deity, exquisitely carved with enigmatic smiles. Each tower is carved with 4 divine faces, each gazing toward a different cardinal direction. Even to this day, no one has been able to fully decipher expressions like the smile, the sorrowful gaze, or the pensive face. These expressions are also vividly depicted on the faces of other statues at these temple towers. Even scientists and indigenous people are helpless against them. Based on the remaining archaeological relics and historical documents from ancient times, he is regarded as the one who laid the foundation for the great structures of the modern Kingdom of Cambodia. He is none other than the legendary King Jayawarman VII, who ruled the Khmer Empire from 1113 to 1145. Although this architectural work has contributions from various individuals, but overall, modern historians agree that King Suryavarman II was the one who commissioned the construction of Angkor Wat. Perhaps that's precisely the reason. This is the unusual bas-relief, discovered alongside the Angkor Wat temple within this complex of ruins. After being discovered in the mid-19th century. But clearly, even you can see something's off about this secondary piece, right? We want to emphasize that, when compared to a magnificent, intricate, and immensely complex Angkor Wat, The relief of Sujava Mandani appears too simple, small, somewhat crude, and lacking vitality. If it was truly the person who built these structures, his mark would likely be even more profound. Why is the creator of a great masterpiece honored so deservedly? Just with an extra letter, is that all? This leaves us wondering, was Suryavarman II truly the principal creator of the Angkor architectural complex? After the Khmer Empire declined, Angkor Wat gradually faded into obscurity. Even now, people still can't stop wondering why such a magnificent structure could have been forgotten in the flow of time. Some believe that the bloody war that broke out forced the local people to evacuate. Some other opinions suggest that people left due to the religious shift from Hinduism among the Khmer people to Buddhism in the 13th and 14th centuries. Some people believe that because the city's water system is broken and unusable, residents had to move elsewhere to find a water source. Although Angkor had been abandoned and gradually encroached upon by the jungle, the local people always knew of the existence of this complex. It was not until the 19th century, in 1860, that Angkor Wat was discovered by the French naturalist and explorer Henri Mouhot, when he stumbled upon the structure hidden deep within the dense jungle. Mouhot once wrote about the Angkor Wat temple. One of these temples rivals the legendary Temple of Solomon, the pre-Christian symbol of Jewish faith. It can rival the most beautiful architectural works of ours. It is greater than any legacy left to humanity by Greece or Rome, and stands in heartbreaking contrast to the barbaric state into which this country has sunk. Like other early Western visitors, Mouhot couldn't believe this temple was built by the Khmer people. And consider that its era corresponds to that of ancient horse relics. The true history of Angkor Wat is revealed through evidence from its architectural style and artifacts collected during later cleanup and restoration efforts. Without a stable residence, regular housing, or any other clear signs of settlement, artifacts such as cooking utensils, weapons, or clothing are often discovered at archaeological sites in Angkor Wat. To prove this, the Khmer built the structure in the 13th century. However, the only existing evidence now is the remnants themselves. It should be understood that the reign of King Suryavarman II marked the period when the Khmer Empire began its decline. According to some historical records, it was during the 1245 invasion of Dai Viet that he was defeated and died in battle in the mountainous region of Vu Quang, now part of present-day Tanhua. In 1250, the Champa kingdom temporarily defeated and controlled the Khmer kingdom for a brief period. Thus, it is difficult to assert that Suryavarman II was the builder of Angkor Wat, as held by historians. Monumental structures were often built with the sweat, labor, wealth, and even the blood and bones of the people of that time. To build the Forbidden City, one of the greatest wonders of the world with a total area of up to 720,000 square meters. Even half the scale of the one we. During this period, 1 million workers and 100,000 artisans had to work tirelessly. Let's take a closer look. According to historical records, it has been documented that to secure funding for the construction of Khai Din village on a mere 5,674 square meters area, Emperor Khai Din ordered a 30% increase in land taxes nationwide, then used the revenue to construct villages. All of this makes it hard to even imagine, even in its decline, that empire was capable of constructing something as colossal and magnificent as Angkor Wat. Where did the Khmer people get the resources to build this structure? If they weren't the true builders of this structure, then who actually constructed Angkor Wat? In recent years, scientists have discovered that many famous ancient structures around the world lie on the same straight line. This path is called the equator, circling around the Earth. And not just one, but many similar paths appeared. Look at the transmission route map on Earth for a clearer visualization. One such road runs through Fuck Sin Island, home to an ancient Egyptian tower. The mysterious drawings on the Nazca Plateau in Peru and the Angkor Wat temple complex. The ancient Persian Empire's capital Persepolis and the ancient city of Mohenjo-Daro. And this site is considered by some to be the legendary continent of Atlantis. It's astonishing how this mysterious circle connects all those landmarks, within an error margin not exceeding 1/10 of a degree, for example, 1 degree. With a circular shape located in the southeast of the state of Alaska, USA. Today, many people liken these transmission pathways to the Earth's meridians. Why? because it passes by ancient structures with exquisite architecture. There are still countless mysteries that humans and modern science cannot yet explain. Many of us know that there are architectural structures lining the road running through the Angkor Wat area. These structures are considered extraordinary and unlikely to have been built by ancient people in our 5,000-year history of civilization. For example, the giant drawings on the Nazca Plateau in Peru, the mysterious stone statues on Easter Island, or the ancient city of the Sumerian civilization. The scientists discovered that the pyramids and the Sphinx are located on the Giza Plateau in Egypt. Signs indicate that this area was submerged under seawater for thousands of years, with distinctive erosion marks caused by ocean waves. This suggests the hypothesis that these structures must have been built a very long time ago, far earlier than the benchmark of 2500 BC. Some even propose the bold hypothesis that the pyramids were actually power plants of an ancient civilization. Moreover, compared to the three Great Pyramids on the Giza Plateau, structures towering over 100 meters in height with extremely robust architecture, the other pyramids in Egypt are much smaller in scale, with rudimentary architecture, less sturdy, and show no signs of being submerged by seawater. This leads to the hypothesis that the three Great Pyramids were built by a prehistoric civilization that existed before our 5,000-year-old human civilization. The smaller pyramids were actually replicated and built by the Egyptians of our current civilization. This has left later generations puzzled about the true origin of the pyramids. What does everything mentioned here mean? We believe there is a possibility that Angkor Wat was built by a prehistoric civilization, rather than by the Khmer Empire in the 13th century. But is there any convincing evidence to support this claim? Angkor Wat preserves intricate carvings depicting animals that went extinct millions of years ago, along with images of telescopes and sun motifs etched in stone. How could the sculptors of this temple have known about events from millions of years ago and even things that would not happen for hundreds of years later? Who truly built this mysterious temple? Recent discoveries by Pravin Mohan, an Indian vlogger and amateur archaeologist, have provided compelling evidence that, given the technological level 900 years ago, the Cambodians could hardly have built Angkor Wat on their own. Mr. Pravin Mohan estimated that constructing Angkor Wat, with an area of 1.6 million square meters, would require at least 10 million cubic meters of stone. Suppose that Vrishu Yavama II was the one who built Angkor Wat over 37 years, and the workers had to labor continuously for 12 hours each day. For 37 years, the total construction time was 9,723,600 minutes, meaning the amount of stone to be mined would equal 1 ton per minute. The quarry in Phnom Kulen, located 80 kilometers from Angkor Wat, is considered the primary source of stone for this construction. But it is clear that the exploitation will benefit technology, and there is no room for debate. Vrishu Yavama II mobilized up to 1,000 groups of workers to carry out the task. The ability to complete all the steps required to assemble 1 ton of stone is. And it is clearly evident that the extraction and transportation of 1 ton of stone over an 80 kilometers distance is still ongoing. After that, carving and assembling everything in just 1 minute is impossible to achieve, even with today's modern technology. The only place where change is truly unpredictable is technology. It is clear that exploitation will be more favorable for technology. And it is clear that technology can be easily harnessed. And technology can be easily accessible. For 35 years, this has been a rare opportunity that has lasted through the decades. Hey, scientists used satellites to capture some extremely important photos. The satellite image shows a 32-kilometer-long canal running through Cambodian territory, used to transport goods from rural areas to urban centers. Professor Esuo Uchida from Waseda University in Tokyo shared. These canals were dug to transport stone blocks for the construction of the temple. This waterway saves significant time compared to land routes. This is the shortest transport route, proving that the ancients skillfully built the aqueduct system despite its rudimentary nature. How to do it in a systematic and effective way? Professor Uchida and his colleagues discovered traces of ancient canals. During the analysis of satellite images capturing the area surrounding the Angkor Wat construction cluster, researchers have discovered traces of canals running straight from the stone quarry area to the temple construction site. While surveying this area, they discovered some sections of the ancient canal still holding water. Many sections of the canal have vanished over time, some dried up, others overgrown by dense forests. The survey team also discovered numerous large rocks scattered along the canal, forming picturesque landscapes. Possibly because it fell into the water during transport by raft or was brought ashore for some reason. The canal network runs from the quarry area at the foot of Mount Kulin. Archaeologists have discovered that this is the exact type of stone used to build the treasure vault. The archaeological team also discovered an additional 50 quarries along the route where the canal system runs. Previously, experts believed that these massive stones were transported overland from Mount Kulin to a river, then carried by the current into Tonle Sap Lake. From there, they will be transported by boat along the Siem Reap River, then brought up to the construction sites in the ancient capital area of Bang Ko Thom. Professor Uchida noted that the new findings demonstrate this transport route operates far more efficiently. Significantly reduces construction time for large-scale projects in the Kodu Bang Ko area in general and Bang Ko Wat in particular. He estimated that it would only take a few years of digging these canals to allow boats and rafts to transport stones. Thanks to this canal system, the ancients no longer had to travel upstream along the Siem Reap River and could also transport massive stone blocks more quickly and efficiently. Thanks to this, the Khmer people only needed 35 years to transport 5 million tons of laterite, instead of taking a whole century as before. This leads us to believe that the Khmer people were the true builders of the Angkor Wat structure. But the following evidence may make you change your mind. Just by observing the intricately carved deity statues on the structures of Angkor Wat, one can easily notice the difference. The deity statues carved on the stone pillars from King Suryavarman II's era are exquisitely detailed and lifelike. The joints between the stone blocks are crafted with remarkable skill and smoothness. The Buddha statues carved during King Suryavarman's reign were gradually lost, but were later discovered in astonishingly intact condition. Why is there such a huge difference in manufacturing technology between two generations separated by just a few decades? If we say that the crafting technology has been lost, it would take at least hundreds of years, if not longer, to restore it. Mr. Prave Mohan also discovered that within the Angkor Wat complex, there is a small stone tower built rather crudely, completely contrasting in scale, craftsmanship, durability, and aesthetics compared to the other structures there. Compared to Angkor Wat, Angkor Thom has suffered more damage and its architectural craftsmanship is significantly less refined. Mohan asserted that these crude and unsustainable structures were actually built by the Cambodians 900 years ago. Perhaps the great Angkor Wat was not the heritage of the Cambodian people of that time. If they had been crafted in the same era, perhaps the gap between them wouldn't have been so vast. Thus, he could see a small stone tower that had been built, not another small stone tower. It's hard to imagine that one person could create one of the world. Yet the way it preserves their memory is strangely fitting, just a simple, unremarkable relief carving. Mr. Pravin Mohan discovered an intriguing detail. A worshipper of the god Indra was using a strange object to observe. And from that, it was determined that it was indeed a telescope. Modern scientific history records that the telescope was invented by Hans Lippershey in 1608, over 400 years ago. So how did the Cambodians use this lens 900 years ago? Or are they hiding some kind of time machine to explore things far beyond our imagination? Suppose someone had been able to use these glasses 900 years ago. A similar discovery was also noted by Pravin Mohan at the Hosalaswara temple in India, a structure believed to have been built in the 12th century. The passage features a carving depicting a battle between two deities, with a figure shown using a telescope to observe the scene. Both of these temples were built from ice with incredibly intricate architecture. What's astonishing is that they were constructed in the same century but in two different countries. And also describing the telescope, an object considered unimaginable at the time it was created. This poses a major question for the scientific community today. Two completely different countries, why do they share so many similarities? Is this merely a coincidence, or is there something deeper at play? Hard to believe, but this isn't even the strangest thing yet. On the stone wall of Angkor Wat, Pravin Mohan found a carving depicting an elephant in the shadows. This is an animal species that once existed in history but went extinct 2 million years ago. The fossilized skeleton of this mammal was discovered in Sulawesi, Indonesia, and is currently on display at the country's National Museum. So 900 years ago, when archaeology was not yet developed, how could those skilled craftsmen have recreated the shapes of extinct animals with such accuracy? Angkor Wat is the only mountain temple in Cambodia with its main gate facing west, the direction of the setting sun. This layout evokes a sense of grandeur and majesty for visitors as they enter the temple, with the image of the massive temple standing out under the brilliant sunlight, especially in the splendid glow of sunset. Every year, on the 2 days of the spring equinox and autumn equinox, around March 20th and September 20th, visitors will have the chance to witness a fascinating natural phenomenon that occurs only once a year. When the sun rises on the morning of March 20th or sets on the afternoon of September 20th, if you stand at the gate of Angkor Wat and look inside, you will see the sun perfectly aligned atop the highest tower of the temple. Only during these 2 days does the sun shine directly on that exact spot. If everything were just random, they wouldn't happen so regularly every year. How could the Cambodians 900 years ago precisely determine the equinox phenomenon and build Angkor Wat with such accuracy? Why does another structure feature a different painting, where the Hindu sun god of the island sits at the center, while 9 people kneel at his feet with hands clasped, gazing up at him? This means the true builders of these temples intended to depict the solar system, including the sun and the 9 major planets orbiting it. However, it should be noted that Neptune was only discovered nearly 400 years ago by the astronomer Galileo Galilei. Pluto wasn't even discovered until 1930. These 2 stars cannot be observed with the naked eye without the aid of a telescope. Why were Cambodian sculptors from 900 years ago able to master such precise and refined meditation techniques? They even used a telescope to observe 2 new planets in this solar system. This knowledge truly far surpassed the understanding and developmental level of humanity in the 8th century. Only an extraordinary civilization could unlock such profound knowledge. It could be on par with or even surpass the civilization we currently have. A civilization built by friends from distant stars. In 2007, an international team of scientists utilized satellite imagery and other advanced technologies. The research results indicate that the Angkor population was the center of the world's largest pre-industrial urban area. This city boasts a complex infrastructure system, connecting an expansive urban area spanning 1,000 to 3,000 square kilometers with renowned temples at its center. This is hailed as the hydraulic city due to its sophisticated water management system, which scientifically regulates, stores, and distributes water resources. To meet the production and living needs of a population ranging from 750,000 to 1 million people. If this city truly existed in the 12th century, the Khmer Empire must have been one of the most powerful civilizations in the world at the time, and their legacy would have endured to this day. But that's completely untrue. Thus, it can be inferred that the ancient city of Angkor Wat was a pre-industrial urban center, built by inhabitants who predate our 5,000-year-old civilization today. So who truly owns Angkor Wat Square? To this day, it remains an unsolved mystery. It is quite possible that part of the Koh Tam area also contains structures dating back to prehistoric times. The new structures built by the Khmer king in the Koh Tam area were of lower quality and durability, making it difficult for later generations to discern the truth. This is just like the case of the Egyptian pyramids. Flowing water can wear away stone over time, while the dust of time may bury terrifying truths into oblivion or erode architectural wonders through the ages. But it seems that Angkor Wat is a special case. Amidst the ever-changing tides of history, amidst the silent rhythm of time and the shifting landscapes, that structure still stands tall and proud, enduring through the ages.